Today we are making a video on SparkyLinux 2023.07. So this was released today, just a few hours ago. So I downloaded the Xfce desktop environment. I didn't read any release notes or anything like that. So I need to check what's new, and I'm going to explain everything here. So let's quickly boot it in a live boot. And I forgot to mention that I'm running it on a virtualization, which is a VMware with 80 GB of hard disk, 4 GB of RAM, and with the two processors running, and my CPU is like a i5 12 gen. So it should take a few seconds, and it should be loaded. So I'm going to show you how to download, and let's even see what's new in the 2023.07. We should check the release note, and we should find out there. And I'm going to show you the installation and features, all those things which will be available in the SparkyLinux. So as you can see, here is our logo loading, just a few minutes, I guess. Usually the Linux distro will take like a 30 to 40 seconds if it's stable in my laptop. If it's beta version or a development version, it should take a minute and 30 seconds to 2 minutes. This is the usual timing which will uh, take in my laptop. So I guess just a few seconds to load up the desktop, which is a Xfce. I guess we should be having like a 4.18, almost like a 35 to 40 seconds, I guess. So we have like a LXDE, LXQt, and a KDE Plasma and Xfce desktop environments available. And there is also minimal uh, versions available in the SparkyLinux. You already know, because SparkyLinux is almost, I think, more than 10 years, I guess. So here is our desktop. Just a few minutes took to load up, almost like a minute and 15 seconds, I guess. So it says as a SparkyLinux 8, the 7 sisters. I don't know why. I think this is a new wallpaper available, I guess. So here is our welcome screen. So let's first open the system monitor or the task manager before opening anything else. So we should seeing our system resources here. Right now, this is the consumption of the system resources. Xfce desktop environment usually consumes 1.1 GB, and CPU will be around like this. This is the common numbers you'll find in every Linux distro of Xfce desktop environment in the beginning. So, and also Xfce is a bit lightweight desktop environment. So here is the version. So I'm going to place the system monitor or a task manager at the right side corner throughout the video. So you should be seeing throughout the video what will happen in the system resource. And here is a bit of lag, I guess. As you can see, I stopped moving my monitor, but it's still going. I think they should be having some bugs, I guess. So first let's change the display resolution. Let's go to system settings and go to display. Change the display to 1920 into 1080, which is 16:9 ratio. This is my monitor size. So let's keep the configuration, close it. Right now the task manager is working good, I guess. And keep an eye on the CPU and RAM. As you can see, CPU is not on the stable side, I guess. Right now it's almost below 10%, but here you can see there is a high peak in the graph. So let's first go to the internet, and let's check, open the Firefox browser and check the website, what's new in the release note of SparkyLinux 2023.07 edition. 07 is a July edition and 2023 is a year. So Firefox should take like a minimum of 10 to 12 seconds to open. So here we have the Firefox browser. So let's click on home. and you have the search engine of a DuckDuckGo. So let's see the version of the Firefox. The version is 102.13. So let's close this thing. Here is the release note of a SparkyLinux 2023.07, which was released July 17th, 2023. So let's see what are the things here new. So what's new? All packaged upgraded from Debian and SparkyLinux testing repos of July 16, 2023. And I heard that it has like a Debian 13 repos, I guess. Linux kernel 6.3.7, 6.4.3, and 6.1.38, and also 5.15.120 in a Sparky unstable repos. Added new Debian repos, non-free firmware, which is Debian 13, which is Trixie. The codename for Debian 13 is a Trixie. Already made videos on Debian 13 Trixie. Almost I covered every desktop environment. Today I am also doing the Debian 13 standard desktop environment. So if you want, you can check that out in my channel. I made all the desktop environments of Debian 13 videos in the past few days, like up to yesterday, and already today also I'm making that video, the last one of a Debian 13. Added new Debian, already read this. Live ISO boots with secure boot enabled now. Firefox, we already saw the version, and Thunderbird is 102.13.0. We should see it right now. I'm going to open all the apps which is available in the Xfce. So Openbox version is here, LXQt version, Xfce version, Mac desktop environment, KDE Plasma, LibreOffice, and Python, GCC. All the version is here. So these are all the few things changed here. If you want to read everything, you can read it here. So I think added a new set of wallpapers for us. Here is the, I think this is SparkyLinux 8 is the new wallpaper, I guess. So here are some things, and the password is here for the live user, which is live, and the available desktop environments are here, which is LXQt, KDE Plasma, Mat, Xfce, MinimalGUI, and MinimalCLI, which is text mode. And I accidentally said I like a LXDE, I guess. Let's go to the download section. There are a lot of ads in the SparkyLinux. Here we have LXQt, Mat, Xfce, and KDE. You don't get LXDE, MinimalGUI, and MinimalCLI. So I downloaded this version, which is Xfce. You can download from the SourceForge, BitTorrent file, all the things here. So let's download. It will take to SourceForge website. It should take like a 5 seconds, and we should be seeing our download here. Let's wait for a few seconds, and here is our download. I'm using a VPN, so it's a bit slow for me. So let's close this. Usually it should take like a 5 to 6 minutes if you have a good internet speed. So that was the browsing or checking the release note and downloading process of the SparkyLinux 2023.07. So let's close this thing, and here you can see the CPU is going crazy. There is a bit of high peak here. There is no stable graph of the CPU, and the RAM is also almost 100 MB more right now. So let's keep it aside. Let's open the terminal and find the distro information about the terminal 1.0.4. So let's make it bigger and type in the commands inxi. I think you see it properly or not. Let me change the color so you can see properly. Let's go to colors, load preset, black and white will be good, I guess. So here is the all the information of the distro. Let me type in the other command, which is inxi-small b. Hit enter. So the kernel and the INXI version. Here is my CPU. Here is my hard disk, the kernel version, the distro information. It says a SparkyLinux 8 7 sisters, and the desktop Xfce version is here, and I'm running it on a VMware, so it says as a VMware. Here is some of the other information of the CPU. Xsource version is here. Display is also here. OpenGL version is 4.3. Mesa is also here. So let's type in another command, which is inxi-G and hit enter. So here is the other information. So let's type in another command, which is cat:/etc:/issue. Here is the distro information. So let's type in neofetch if it's pre-installed. Command not found, we need to update. So I'm not going to do that. So let's type in the another command, which is inxi-sv8. So this is the same command as the above, but in a longer form. It will give every information of the distro. So let's type in desktop if it's pre-installed. Desktop is also not installed, so let's exit this thing. Let's open the installer now. Let's go to the installation process, launch anyway. It's going to take a few seconds here to load up the installer. We need to wait for that. And here you can see CPU is almost 70-80%. Process right now are 260 almost. So let's get back to the installer. Let's make it bigger so you can see properly. So let's see the Calamarus installer version 3.2.62 for SparkyLinux 8 7 sisters. Click on OK. First you need to choose the language. You already know the installers of Linux which has Calamarus, which is pretty much same in every Linux distro. So there is nothing complicated here. You need to just follow all the steps and you are good to go with the installation. Click on next after choosing the language. Then you need to go to the location. You can provide your location here. You don't need to provide your actual location. You can provide anything you want. So you have like a submenu also here, or you can directly point it here on the map. So choose your location and you can customize these things here. The system language will be set to American English, and the numbers and dates locale will set to American English United States. So you can change if you don't want that. Click on next. Here is your keyboard. You can choose your keyboard here. You can test and type in your keyboard. You need to choose your keyboard language. If everything is good, click on next. You need to choose your hard disk first. I'm using in a VMware, so I don't need to worry about anything because my virtual disk will be deleted, so I don't have to worry about anything. So if you installing on your main PC or a work PC, you need to be very careful while choosing this hard disk, and you need to choose your right hard disk. If you choose the erase hard disk, erase disk, it will delete the current operating system if you have anything in that disk, or media files, movies, documents, all things will be deleted. So be careful while choosing the erase disk option. And if you choose the manual partitioning, it will be giving you like a dual operating system options. You need to create a partitions, and you should be having another operating system with the main OS you have running. So I'm choosing the erase disk. If you want to encrypt your system, you can encrypt your system by providing the password. Remember the password, because if you forget, it's over. So if you want to encrypt, you can encrypt. And the bootloader location, if you're a normal user, just keep that thing like that. If you're a pro user, you already know what to do. If you want to install the bootloader right now, or you can do that later, it's clearly up to you. Click on next, and you need to provide your username and password here, and always give the strong password because for privacy. So for the sake of the video, I'm choosing the simple password. If everything is going good, you should be seeing a tick mark here or right mark. If you do anything wrong, you should be seeing a into mark or a error here. So let's type in the password. So everything is good. If you want to log in automatically without asking for the password, you can check this button. If you want to use the same password for the administrator account, you can do that, or you can provide the different password here. I'm choosing like this. Click on next. If everything is good, you need to click on next. So here is the summary of whatever you chose in the previous installation steps. So I choose the Los Angeles American English and the keyboard and the partition for the disk. So if everything is good, you need to click on install. Here is the last option to choose whatever you want to change here. So after this, you can't change anything because installer will be started. So the installation will take up to like 5 to 10 minutes. It depends on your PC speed. So if you have a good NPC, you should be good with almost 3 to 4 minutes of installation. If you have like a low NPC, it should take ages. So that's clearly up to your PC. So that's the installer. So let's close this thing and let's check out the some of the desktop features like date and calendar, desktop, volume, and Baselite 1.2.1, connections, panel. Here is the panel version. You can customize your panel. You can remove your panel. So let's go to the wallpapers right now. Here is the some of the wallpapers. I think they added like a few wallpapers, I guess, because they mentioned in the release notes. I don't know. These are all the new wallpapers. People who are using SparkyLinux can easily identify because I'm not using the SparkyLinux and I will be making 2 videos daily of every Linux distro. It's very hard to remember whatever it's changed. So I hope you understand my problem. So these are all the wallpapers, I guess. New wallpapers. This one, I think this one is the new wallpaper which we already have. So these are all the other wallpapers. I think Orient built. I think this is a older wallpaper, I guess. I don't really remember. So these are all the wallpapers. I think these are all some old wallpapers and this one all the new wallpapers, I guess. Do let me know in the comments below because I don't remember because I'll be posting 2 videos daily of every kind of Linux distro. So I already made like 2000 videos of every Linux distro. So it's pretty much very hard to remember. So if anything is changed in the wallpaper section, do let me know in the comments below because other viewers will also get help from that. So these are all the wallpapers. Let me change the other one. This one looks good. So here is the menu. You can customize this. Here is the icons to customize. So I think we are good with the all the desktop features. Let's go to the applications now and open all the applications, almost everything, and check how much good will handle this Sparky Linux 2023 version. So let's open like a 10 to 12 apps right now, like a Thunderbird. It is taking a bit of delay here, and the VLC media player. Let's go to all applications and open the about Xfce. Keep an eye on the CPU and RAM. Let's even open the some of the apps like Appearance. And what else we have here is actual document viewer. CPU is 30 to 40%. Memory is also 1.7 GB. Nice. All applications. What we left here is the file manager. Let's even open that. Let's go to all applications again. Let's even open the Firefox web browser. Let's try to give the almost like a 10 to 12 apps and check the system resources. and let's hope it don't crash. So it will be good if it don't crash anything, or don't need to find any errors. It says a downloading failed. No problem. Let's close this thing. We shouldn't see anything like errors or the glitches, so we should be good. We almost opened like 6 to 7 apps, I guess. Let's even open the LibreOffice. Do we have like a GIMP or something like that? We don't have anything like that. Accessories. Let's open the mousepad. We already opened the task manager. So on the internet, what we have here, we already opened the Thunderbird, Xchat. Let's open the all the apps are opening still. So that's the reason it's a bit of delay here. Let's open the Xchat. Let's even open the Pigeon. Under the multimedia, we already opened the VLC media player. So we don't need to open all the apps. We just need to see whether it crashes or not. So right now it's going, everything is good. Let's even open the Synaptic Package Manager. I think we are good, like almost we opened 10 to 12 apps, I guess. But it is still going good. Looks like a stable, good stable version, I guess. So let's even open the Gparted. I think that's enough right now. So let's get back to the task manager and see how much is the CPU and RAM. Here is the CPU and the RAM. CPU is almost like under 20 to 30%, and the RAM is almost 2.4 GB. So let's make it bigger and see. So these are all the process running right now, which is 280, and there is no stable graph in the CPU. As you can see, there is a high peak here, and in the middle you have like a stable graph which is low. And here is the memory. RAM is almost 2.3 GB, but we didn't see any crashes or any errors, so that's good. If you want to try it, you can try it. uh, I'm just saying this because I'm using almost like a 30 minutes, I guess, 20 to 30 minutes. In that time we don't see any crashes, so it's always a good option to first live boot and use it for a few hours and then go with the installation. And always remember, don't save anything in the live boot, because after you reboot everything will be gone. So be careful. If you want to save anything, do not save anything in the live boot. So let's check the version of the apps and close the apps and end the video. So Gparted version is a 1.3.1. Let's close this thing. Let's check the heavy app, LibreOffice 7.4.5.1. This is the version. Let's check the Thunderbird. They mentioned like a 102.13, I guess. Here is the version 102.13.0. That's exactly the same number. So let's go to the HTML document viewer. Here is the version. So here is the mousepad or a text editor 0.6.1. So let me type in something, for example, my channel URL. I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing any day. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. So this is the thing I wrote here, and the version already showed. So let's close this thing also. Don't save it. Here is the about SparkyLinux version 8, 7 sisters, date and time. So I'm running it as a live boot, and uptime is 18 minutes. So all the RAM is almost 4 GB of RAM. So the password for live uh, is a live, I guess. I think I showed you the password in the release note, I guess. So that's the about. So tuner file manager, the version is 4.18.6. Let's close this thing also. About the Xfce, all the information is here, and I already showed you the information in the terminal in the beginning of the video. VLC media player version is here, and what else we left is here desktop appearance or the customization things for the SparkyLinux. So if you want to change anything, you can change it right here. You can customize all the things like icons, style, font, everything is here to change. You can do customization here. I'm not going to do everything because it's not worth in this video. So we have like a Firefox web browser already launched. So I already showed you the version. And let's go to the Pigeon. Here is the Pigeon version. Xchat. Here is a Xchat. You can do that anything you want here. So I really don't know anything about the Xchat, so I never used it. If you use it, you know already. So let's go to the Synaptic Package Manager. So this is the final thing left, or the final app left. So let's check the version 0.91.3. So let's scroll it down here. So these are all the packages installed in the SparkyLinux 2023.07. So if you want to see it in a slow-mo, you can change the YouTube setting playback speed to 1 to 0.25 and you should be seeing in a slow-mo. So let's close this thing. So at the end of the video, these are all the resources. 1.4 GB. In the beginning, it was like a 1.1 GB, and at the end, it's like a 1.4 GB. And processor right now is a 252. CPU is almost 30%. There is no stable graph of the CPU, so I don't properly say or exactly say the number of a CPU. As you can see, looking at the graph, you can't say the exact numbers. There is nothing stable in the CPU. That's the only thing you can say. So there is a high peak here and there is a low peak here. So it's pretty much very hard to say. So that's the CPU. Let's go to the lock screen by locking or logging out. Lock screen. Type password to unlock. Let me type in LIVE. So the password for the live boot is a LIVE, which is a small letters. So let me show that again. Let me lock it. So here is the password. Type password to unlock. LIVE. So the password is also available in the release note or the official website, so you don't need to be worried. So that was the videos of SparkyLinux 2023.07. I think that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. It helps make a good content for you. Other than that, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace out. So I'll be making another video today, which is a Debian 13 standard Trixie version, which is a live boot. So if you want to check that out, you can check that out too. Thanks for watching. Peace out.